Wow. SEVSU episode 2. Hmm. So far. All right. So another thought-provoking theme that SEVSU or episode 2 of SEVSU is presenting us with is rape culture. So far the anonymous blogger is dead. So the police are still on the search for her murderer, who probably may be on the run or is just in hiding. And then another interesting thing happened in episode 2. So while the police are yet to start a case on the murder of the anonymous blogger, there's a new case. Lamisi, a house girl in a nearby house, has been sexually abused by her employer, a big man, an MP. This is my take with LP Senam. Go watch SEVSU on Akoba Magic channel 150. Come back, let's have some discussions. Leave your comments to help me, bring up more issues for discussion. And why do some men, well, every man wants to exercise some form of power. Yes, I you can't take that away from a man. But this other kind of power, why do some men always want to exercise power through sex? So, like to some men, the only best way or the only way to exercise power over a woman is through sex. And so that mostly leads into rape. So, in episode 2 of SEVSU, so there is this big man, an MP, uh, who sexually abuses a teenager. His house help, a teenager. Now, the girl manages to report the case to SEVSU, the Sexual Victim Support Unit. But some way, somehow, her employer, the MP, uh, is apprehended. And then, funny enough, he escapes the charges. Now, why do some big men always commit crime with impunity? Yes, with impunity. So because they are big men, they commit a crime, they find a way to go around a crime and then they leave unpunished. No. We need to say no to rape culture. We need to say no to sexual abuse. We need to say no to domestic violence. Any form of abuse or violence against women, any form of abuse that diminishes the status of women, that reduces the dignity and status of women, we need to say no to it. All right, so another thought-provoking theme that episode 2 of SESU has presented so far is rape culture. So by definition, rape culture is looking at an environment where rape is prevalent, probably on the increase or happens more often, and then to some extent it is normalized by certain excuses or activities. So in this case, you see, Tijani sexually abuses this teenager, his house help, and the next thing he quickly goes to organize a traditional marriage, and it comes to present it. So under the notion that he is married to this girl, to this teenager. Again, this will lead us into looking at child marriage. We need to look at the age of the girl. But I see, trying to be smart and then trying to commit a crime with impunity, the certificate is trying to show that she is 18 years. How do we continue to normalize rape in our society? Or why should we continue to normalize rape in our society? Why should some men think that the only way to exercise power over a woman is through sex? Should it always be the case that some men would want to exercise power over a woman, over women, and it has to be through sex, or it has to be through sexual abuse, or it has to be through rape? Rape cannot be normalized. Rape culture cannot be normalized. I don't know what your thoughts are, but go watch SEVSU. And let's talk about these issues. Let's raise concerns because SEVSU is already raising concerns. Let's talk about them. Let's advocate. How can we push to stop this? How can we push to prosecute those who abuse women sexually? SEVSU presents us with another issue that needs to be deliberated upon, to be discussed. Rape culture, sexual abuse against teenagers, against female teenagers, against women in general. Also, there's one thing we should know. I know some people would say men too are rape. But then if we actually look at the definition of rape, you would notice that rape in nowhere favors men. You know, the definition of rape means that it is women who are always the victims. Okay, so let me just read this definition. Wikipedia, but that's the quick one I can get now. So it reads that rape is a type of sexual assault, usually involving sexual intercourse or other forms of sexual penetration carried out against a person. So the key word here is penetration. I don't think a woman can penetrate a man. Probably I want to hear from you, maybe if there is a way that a woman can penetrate a man. You see, but the word penetration, it is a man that naturally penetrates a woman, unless otherwise the woman is using other means. But naturally, it is a man that penetrates a woman. You see, so rape is a type of sexual assault, usually involving sexual intercourse or other forms of sexual penetration, carried out against a person without their consent. You see, so in episode 2, Tijani, the character, the MP, sexually assaults Lamisi, a teenager, his house help, without her consent. This wasn't consensual, without her consent. So it is a crime, punishable by law. But again, because he's a big man, he commits this with impunity. He finds a way to dodge being punished by law. But in SEVSU, well, I know the officers would go after him. They must find every way to go after him. Because here's the case: the officer in charge is told to leave that case and then concentrate on the death of the anonymous blogger. I mean, we can't normalize this. There should be a way to make people pay for the crimes they commit, especially sexual abuse against women. Keep watching SEVSU on Go TV and Aquaba. This is my take with LP Senam. Go watch SEVSU on Aquaba Magic channel 150. Come back, let's have some discussions. Leave your comments to help me bring up more issues for discussion. And do not forget to subscribe to this channel.
Sir, we can't let this happen. This is wrong. That girl isn't safe with that man, and that is the truth.
There's been a murder in one of the estates harboring a parliamentary figure.
For an average 25-year-old, she must have come from a rich background to be able to afford the rent in that estate.
Charlotte Beatty. Sir, who is your sir?
It's not my fault that it happened on the property of the moms.